We know that one of the properties of light is to expose things. When you are in a dark environment and you hear some noise from somewhere, maybe there's a rat passing by, making some noise where you are. Well, at that point, you're not very sure. You don't know whether it is a rat or it is a snake or it is whatever it is. So the first thing you want to do is to switch on the light so that you see, where is this noise coming from? What is causing that noise? So you want to expose what is causing that noise. That is the property, a very important property of light, to expose what is hidden, to expose that which doesn't want to be exposed even sometimes, you know. When the light goes on, yeah, everything comes to light. Jesus today is talking about the light and its properties. He says we cannot put a lamp, you know, or light a lamp and put it under some kind of vessel or in a vessel. You cover it, or you put it under a bed or under a table, or just cover it. Otherwise, why did you switch it on in the first place? So light is meant to be elevated, to be exposed, so that it also exposes those things that are hidden. Let us think about this light in terms of ourselves. We are, as Christians, the light of the world, the light of the earth, the light of society. We are the light of our families. And being the light of our families, our society, our world, it means that our duty and our primary property is to expose that which is hidden, to expose that which is making noise, to expose that which is bothering us, to expose that which is disturbing human life, to expose that which doesn't want to be exposed. That is our property. That is our primary duty as the light of Christ. We know that Jesus is the principal light. Jesus is the bigger light. And the light that we have, we get from him. We share in the work of Jesus. It's like what they say about the moon, that the moon does not have the light of its own. When you see the moon is bright at night, and you're even saying, the full moon, and it is so bright, they say that that light which you see is not coming from the moon itself, it is coming from the sun. That the moon is just reflecting the light which is coming from somewhere else. So the sun is the principal light, and the moon is radiating that light to the earth. Jesus is the principal light, and we are the moon. We are radiating the light coming from Jesus to where we are, so that we expose the hidden spaces of our society. We know that light and darkness cannot exist in the same place. So we cannot be the light and at the same time be darkness. Then we don't even know who we are. You cannot be biting and at the same time you are blowing, you know. You cannot be the carrier of light and carrier of darkness. You choose one. If you want to be the carrier of darkness, be the carrier of darkness, and you know the consequences of being carrier of darkness. But we are not here to say be the carrier of darkness, because that is not our duty. That is not evangelization. Evangelization is to invite each one of us, to encourage each one of us to be the carrier of light, so that wherever we are, what people see in us, when we interact with them, is the principal light, the light of Christ. That we should be identified with Jesus. When you speak, when you act, people should be able to say, this one, yes, has met Jesus, had an encounter with Jesus, and has been transformed into what they are. Because you cannot be portraying the light and then be insulting people and then be mistreating people. It's like you are showing light, or some kind of light, but also you are carrying darkness. You don't know who you are. Our duty is not to be a mixture of those two things, because light and darkness cannot mix. Our duty as Christians is to be the light of the earth, and also not just to be, but to act as the light of the earth. When we come into an environment of darkness, meaning an environment where there is discord, where there is disunity, where there are so many things disturbing human relationships. Our duty in that environment is to radiate the light of Christ in order to bring about order, unity, and peace, happiness. Our presence among the people should be a happy presence, should be a peaceful presence. When we approach people, they should be happy that we have come into their presence. But when we approach and people begin to scamper, people begin to avoid you, people don't know whether waukila ku left lelo kapena waukila ku right, then there's something wrong about you. There's something wrong that you need to work on. We are carriers of the light of Christ, and that has to be demonstrated in the way we live our life with other people. Otherwise, if we are unpredictable, then in the first place, we don't even know who we are ourselves. Don't be a Christian who is unpredictable. You know, an unpredictable Christian is someone whom you don't know whether they have woken up on the left side of their life or the right side of their life. You have to calculate for you to talk to them, because they might just slap you. They might just insult you. So suzi wakuti lelo mood yao libwanji. People should not be calculating before engaging you. Then you are a carrier of both light and darkness, and it doesn't work. We know that it doesn't work. The two things cannot exist in the same place. So, as Jesus is talking about the lamp, the light, as you know, as an element that dispels darkness, he's talking about you and I. He's talking about us as those lamps that should be exposed, that should be elevated in order to dispel the darkness. And the darkness that we are talking about here is all the evils that we have known in this world, all the evils that we come face to face with. That is the darkness. And that is what we should be driving out. But when we become perpetrators of the same darkness, then should we even be referred to as Christians? Certainly not. Maybe we should be called demons. You know, demons are always perpetrators of evil. Imagine a human being be referred to as a demon. Demon abuera. Demon an icon. Yeah. That's a heavy reference, you know, to be referred to as demon. And sometimes people will not tell you people will not tell you that you are a demon. They will not tell you. But they will think you are a demon. And you will not even know that they are thinking you are a demon. You will not know. Yeah. So it's a question of evaluating ourselves as Christians and how we live our life with other people. Do people think we are the light or not? Sometimes people will smile at you. They will say nice things in your presence because maybe they are scared of you. But inside of their hearts, they know that you are a demon. How did you end up being a demon? Because you've been carrying darkness in your life, and that darkness has been affecting their life as well. So they don't see you as the light anymore. They just see you as a bad person. You know, a demon here, we're talking about a bad person. And we know who a bad person is and how a bad person treats other people. Jesus says, you are the light, because you share in the principal light, the light of Christ. And so in our lives, let us demonstrate that indeed we are the light of Christ, so that where we are, there shouldn't be any spot of darkness at all, because we are there to radiate that light, to expose everything around. Amen.